Hey everyone, welcome to the ridiculous world of Hype Panda. If you've ever wondered what goes on in my head, look no further. It's all right here. All right. Well, this is Hype Panda here for the, I'm not calling it the Hype Panda show because it just sounds weird. But this episode is what I'm calling Uniting of the Pandas because today we have Mr. Hungry Black Panda over there, or straight out of Chicago, right?
Hello, how's it going? Yes,
Mr. Vic Lee, welcome to the show.
glad to be
Now,
here.
everybody knows, well, most people know that I've known Vic. How long have I known you?
It's been quite a while. I think at least more than 10 years. That's for sure.
Has it really been that long?
It's been time flies by. Yeah, I definitely met you at your store when you had that store. Yeah,
So Paper Crown. So that
Paper Crown
was
Crowd Gallery.
back in 2000. Oh my God, 2000.
I think like 2009, 2010.
2000. Okay, we opened up in 2011, so it had to have been 2011, 2012.
2011. Yeah,
Dude, yeah, it's been over a decade.
I know. Time does fly by really quick, doesn't it?
Dude,
Yeah.
I was in my 30s. I was in
I was in my 30s. Yeah, I was in my 30s. No, I was in my 20s.
You were in your 20s because you're a little bit younger than me. That's
I was in my
like,
20s. I was a little
no
bit
way.
younger than you.
Yeah, I was in my 30s. That was that was over a decade ago. When we had me and my old partner Jay had a we'll call it an event space and art gallery, street art gallery. That was cool.
That was cool. And I attended your event.
Yep.
And that's where I met you at.
Oh man, that's right.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool art gallery, man. It was a really awesome place.
Dude,
I miss that place. I miss that place.
So I'm out here in Las Vegas, and we do have an art district, right? So art district is like, imagine Paper Crown Gallery, but like all over the place, like they're just like a huge area. In downtown Las Vegas. So it's really cool. It's not, the Las Vegas art scene is not as dominant as like the Chicago, New York, LA, even Miami art scene. It's very small over here, but it's getting better. Like the slew of talent is everyone is a transplant. Like in Las Vegas is a tourist town, so
absolutely
everyone's from all over the place. But the food here, so the one thing we're definitely going to talk about, because why don't you tell us what you do on your YouTube channel, sir?
Yeah, so I focus more now on the TikTok and Instagram these days. I do a little Facebook here and there. But when I was doing YouTube, I was doing food reviews. But it was just more like food reviews. It was more like telling a story. I consider like telling a story, how restaurants came about. And I'm like, growing up, food was like culture, like culturally acceptable in my family. And my grandma would be making tons of food here and there. And I grew up loving, trying new foods and different cultures. And I brought that to YouTube, and I started to go around restaurants, introducing foods, different type of foods. And I made that, and it became a passion.
Okay.
Yeah, it became a passion. I started traveling a lot more because of YouTube. Yeah, like you.
A lot of the traveling.
Yeah, the traveling.
Jealous.
So the crazy thing is like the pandemic really changed everything. And I at one point I just stopped streaming. I stopped doing videos. I kind of put a hold on it for 3 years since the pandemic started. And recently in 2023, I started to do it again.
Okay.
Focusing more on short videos than I did the long videos on YouTube. So the trend actually shifted to like short videos over long videos. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm starting back up again. I'm just going back to square one.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I mean, so it's okay as far as how long the initial videos were that you were doing on YouTube. How long was a segment, basically?
Oh yeah, like the videos on YouTube are like 10 to 20 minutes long. Compared to what I'm doing now, TikTok and Instagram, most of the videos are like a minute long 30
Yeah.
seconds at most.
Yeah.
I think that's what people want to see these days. They don't want to see a long video because I think,
I
in
agree.
yeah, at the end of the day, time is money,
Yeah.
and people want to go somewhere else, but people want a fast and quick video review, something they can
Mhm.
watch like within 1 minute. It's like, hey, that was a cool spot. Let's go visit
Let's
there.
go check it out.
Let's
No,
try it
that's
right
true.
away. Instead of like I have to sit down and watch for 20 minutes of what you're eating. I don't think
Yeah.
people want to see that no more. You know what I
I know.
mean? Yeah,
Well,
this is,
I
yeah,
think that's why it's nice because I know on YouTube they have, the shorts. So ideally you could do like 20, 15, 20, 30-minute segment and then chop it up so that you can feed it to your
absolutely.
Instagram and your TikTok. And if someone wants to watch the full review, of course they can just go onto your YouTube channel and check it out.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
no, you're right though. I mean, I think especially with TikTok, and on a personal level, I jumped onto TikTok late last year and
Okay.
they were like, "Oh, they're gonna get rid of it," and I'm like, "Well, whatever. I'm just gonna use it for the meantime." So,
Yeah.
it was because I do Instagram Reels, and I like
Yeah.
those, especially
I
because
love
you
Instagram
can,
Reels. Yeah,
yeah, because they're
absolutely.
they're great. You can push them onto to Facebook,
Mm, yeah, absolutely.
as a marketing guy, it's one of those things where if we can automate it so that it's shooting to two venues at the same time and it's the same content, so you can keep consistency. It's nice. And I think with TikTok, I'll do my reels on Instagram and then I'll
Hmm.
download them and then push them onto TikTok. But I was so weird about TikTok because it was just I
You
was like,
were
oh,
worried
come on,
about you,
dancing and
you,
finding
yeah.
new stuff.
I was never really into TikTok before.
Yeah.
I the funny thing, I downloaded TikTok because of the pandemic. I'll say it
Oh,
right
for
now on the
sure.
spot because I was bored, right? And so,
Oh yeah.
at one point, I own a family business
Hmm.
prior to it, and our business got stopped. We're shut down. I had nothing to do, and at that time, TikTok was slowly blowing up.
Yep.
So I downloaded it just for fun, and then next
Mhm.
thing you know, this video shows up with Bella Porsche, right?
Yes.
The
Yep.
the, the lip
Yep.
the lip syncing, and it got
Mhm.
me into it. So I've been watching that ever since then. And so, but yeah, I feel like that's part of what got me going again with streaming and doing videos again. Prior to that, I was just had no motivation to do anything.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
and there's a lot of content out there. Like, okay, here's a good question. Would you consider yourself a foodie? And what is the definition of a foodie actually?
I consider myself a foodie. I
Okay.
consider myself someone that wants to explore.
Mhm.
I'm a scavenger. I like to go out and hunt for something
Yeah.
new, something interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like what people want to say about that is, yeah, that's definitely my definition of a foodie, someone that enjoys embracing food,
Okay.
trying new things. Most importantly, keep an open mind, right? If you're
Yeah.
not keep
No,
an
for
open
sure.
mind, if you're handing me burgers and pizzas, like, hey, I love that, but how about I'll hand you a dish of pig intestines? Would you eat that?
Yeah.
I mean, the average person will probably not want to try it. But if
Exactly.
you have
But
an open mind,
they'll
yeah,
watch you do it and then
they watch
it
me
would,
do it.
they might
I
be
mean,
like, "Oh,
if
well, you know
you're,
what? Maybe."
yeah, I think that's if you're a true foodie, you're willing to try everything and
I
anything,
agree. I
at
agree.
least once,
Yeah.
even though you don't like it, just try it once.
No, I agree. I think that's
Mm,
I in line with that definition of a foodie because I feel like sometimes people feel like they're foodies because they eat only at specific places. And
yeah,
I'm like, that's not really the definition of a foodie. The foodie is a person that just like loves food and likes to explore,
let's
and likes to
explore.
try new things. Um, and culturally too, like especially okay, so us being here in the United States, it's one of those things where we don't lack the resources to find something that's not ordinary per se. There's a lot of like new
Yeah.
cuisines coming out. I'll say the one thing that I was really surprised about being Filipino is like Filipino food is slowly like making a trend into the I'm not going to say mainstream, but more it's
Hmm.
becoming more popular, I guess.
I think so.
um you know, I
Absolutely. And
I never thought it would because I figured it was a very acquired taste. And this is me. Like I was just like, oh, people aren't gonna like it. They're gonna stick to like the lumpia or like the pancit, like just
pasta
very
right now,
simple dishes.
it's
But
definitely blowing up now in Chicago, especially that one restaurant, Kasama.
yeah, kasama, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. You
that's
heard
like
about
a
that?
fusion though. That's
Yeah,
such a
is it a
fancy
little bit
fusion.
fusion? They keep talking about this breakfast sandwich there.
Oh, okay. Does it
This
have spam and stuff in it?
it's like a
Longanisa.
Filipino breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
It has like a
I've seen.
longanisa sausage
Yes.
patty with
Yes.
an
Yes.
egg and cheese, and
Yep.
supposedly is amazing.
Okay, I will tell you right now, Vic. So my kids, like every now and then we'll go get Filipino food. So in Vegas, we have tons of Filipino food, right?
So I heard, yeah.
There's restaurants all over the place. So there's a couple of spots that we call it silog, meaning with egg.
Salak. Oh, okay.
So it's our garlic rice with the meat of your choice. So longanisa is one of the like the types of meats or proteins that they put into it, and then a fried egg. And it's amazing. It's quick and easy. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely, yeah.
anytime there's a fried egg on top of rice with like a
Oh
protein,
yeah, absolutely.
I think Seven Treasures. I'm thinking like,
Seven Treasures.
easy.
Oh man, he's
Yeah.
right about that. Seven Treasures.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was definitely a iconic staple restaurant that I today I'm still kind of like in jaw, like wow, why they closed down,
Well,
you know?
Wonton Cafe is still open displays, correct?
Yeah,
Gourmet, gourmet
Wonton
wonton,
Gourmet. Yeah,
wonton gourmet.
that's the sister restaurant of Seven
Okay.
Treasures.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of their family members opened it. The wonton noodle soup is very similar to
Okay.
Seven Treasures, and of
Yeah.
course their iconic 554.
Yes. I did
Similar,
have it.
different is different, but
It is
similar.
different.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a little bit different.
It
Yeah,
just
I
doesn't
feel
have
like
the
it doesn't have
everything.
the. I won't say it tastes better or tastes less better. It's definitely its own take on it, right?
Yes.
That's his
Yeah.
own take on it. But I still go there and I still order. I still order it though.
Oh no,
Like I miss it that much, you know.
it's good. You know what I will say? I think the difference is like it's in the suburbs and not
Right.
in
Not in
Chinatown. And
Chinatown.
like
Yeah.
Chinatown has that like it's like the oil
The
that
oil. Oh,
everyone's breathing is
yeah.
in the air. And
It's
it's
the
like
air oil, the grill that you're using,
yes,
that vintage
exactly.
grill that gives it the flavor,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
no, for
the
sure. I think
smokiness.
that's what it is. I think it's
Yeah.
really just it is Seven Treasures. Like it is the taste of Seven Treasures that's missing from it. But it is good, and I can't say it's better or worse. It
Right.
tastes different, but it's the same dish. It's their
The
take on
same
the dish.
dish, pretty much. Yeah.
So I'm
I
glad
was
that
just there last week. I was just there last week
you
and I
were.
actually order it.
See, I gotta
Yeah.
go. I should have gone.
Yeah.
When I got to Chicago
I
from
mean,
Las Vegas,
you
it
could
was
make it your own.
I know. Like, like the
Just a
whole
fried egg. Yeah.
I know. It's very simple,
It's very
but
simple. And you
but
have a
it's
Chinatown in Vegas, so you just hit up
I
a
know.
Chinese barbecue spot, get some barbecue pork and just fry
I
egg
know.
and you're set.
I was gonna say we have there was a no, it was Chinese sausage. It wasn't barbecue pork.
Oh,
They
okay.
have Chinese sausage over at Costco. So I was
Oh,
buying
that's good too. Hey, that's good over rice
that.
too, with a
Yeah,
fried egg on top.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I do that
making
all the time.
fried rice. Um using that actually. That was I think I had that the other day because I was
Oh
like, oh,
wow.
I need to. We just have is that
That's just like good old comfort food, you know?
it is. No, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
something like my grandma will make for me.
Mhm.
You know, just growing up, you know. Yeah, because we didn't have much growing up. And I feel like that's like, the Chinese sausages, the barbecue pork, it's like something is affordable and
Mhm.
that you can order like right away and just eat the right way, you know? And it
Yeah.
tastes good too.
It's tasty. I think that's the one
It's
thing
tasty.
that
Yeah.
people don't I think I've seen the Chinese sausage in some fried rice that I've been to and people are always like, what is this? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a sausage sort of. It's a hard sausage, it's Chinese sausage. They're
Yeah.
like, because they're like, it's kind of sweet. I'm like, yeah.
It's
So
kind
it's
of
very
sweet.
similar.
It's kind of
It's
similar to like, yeah, the longanisa in a way.
yeah. That's why so going
Texture
back to that
wise is different.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to that sandwich, yeah, I've seen I mean, it went viral, so there was, like, a ton of people talk and I was like, "Oh, I can imagine
It's
it
still
tasting
alive
good,"
now. It's
which is
still
crazy.
alive now. It's
I've yet
crazy.
to go to Kasama in Chicago.
But you know what? Someone gave me a pointer how to avoid the lines. You just order online
Oh, and then pick it up.
and then wait for an hour later to pick it up,
Yeah,
and you just grab it to go. And that's
that's
probably the
not
best way to do it.
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, go get some pastries on site, order online, and then wait an
Yeah.
hour because it's gonna be busy anyways, right?
Oh, for
So,
sure.
but yeah, so by the time you're coming from suburbs to the city, it's
Yeah.
ready. Yeah, so just that's how you do it, you know.
No, I know. I think Chicago is such a great place for food, and, it's very eclectic, and that's why it's you doing your YouTube channel as the hungry black panda, which I love the logo, by the way. Um,
Thank you.
but
You designed it.
shh, don't be telling people that, man. No, it's seeing it from conception until now. And I know you're reviving it, but the funny thing is, I didn't even think you left because I kept seeing it might have been old reels too and like old
Hmm.
footage and stuff, but like it looked. I mean, it feels as if you haven't stopped, and
Hmm.
except now I see a lot more of the traveling
It,
stuff on. It's
you know
just
what's funny? Like I stopped doing YouTube for like I said for about 5 years now, right?
yeah.
Um, my subscribers are still going up. Surprisingly, people are still subscribing on my old content. I couldn't
That's
understand
really
why.
so okay.
You know,
Let me give you the rundown here. This is going to be a little bit of lesson of the marketing of YouTube and social media. So the idea is really to push out as much content as possible, right? So
right? Yeah,
this
absolutely.
month you just pump out like 100 videos, right? You
Right.
post them up and you promote them as much as you can, right?
Uh-huh.
But in time, things just start to grow. So even if you let it sit, you have 100 pieces of footage that are out on your YouTube page, and
Hmm.
every now and then you're taking little bits of stuff, even from last year or whatever, and posting it up. There's always new people that will see it because there's what billions of people.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Billions of people.
So it's almost like you could rest for a little bit and
Hmm.
then be like,
Yeah.
all right, oh wait, well, we went up another like 15-20% in subscribers because people are catching on to the old content, or the old content that may have only had, let's say, 1,000 views in a year's time, because people will catch it and find it. They're like, oh, you're at 3,000 views now. You're like, Jesus,
Yeah.
I did
Surprisingly, I've
this
seen
6
some
months ago.
yeah. I see some
Go
old
on.
videos where I have like 120 views, and then next thing you know,
Mhm.
the algorithm picks up
Yep,
and it
exactly.
just blows up all of a sudden. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this video is like a year old though.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
no, I know. Well, and that's
it's so surprising. Yeah.
That's kind of how it is, and it was funny too because I did a quick panel seminar with people that were interested in social media marketing and like YouTube, and I said, you know what, building content is the one constant thing you can do if you can take a break from it, because you need that to
Absolutely.
soak. It needs to soak into social media, it needs to soak up in the internet, and it eventually will get picked up.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it works. It's like some food that's amazing when you let it sit overnight.
Yeah.
I was joking around, I was like, "Oh, this."
Some food tastes better next day. It's true.
Yeah. Well,
It
because it's
does.
in its own juices,
It's
and it's like
juicing, it's
good.
marinating into its own juice, and it just
Exactly.
soaks up all the flavor, the flavors.
Oh, yeah.
So
No, it's
yeah.
it's it's awesome. It's awesome. But,
Right.
so, okay, going on to another question of mine. So, last time I saw you back out in the suburbs of Chicago, you were, part owner, correct, of, Mochi Nut, correct?
Oh, correct. Yes.
So
Yeah.
what
I had a,
tell me about Mochi Nut. What is that?
so mochi nut is just a short term. It's actually just 2 words in general. Mochi donut. Just cut the donut in
Mm,
half. It's now nut, so it's mochi nut now. So it's
okay,
basically it's like a inspired by Hawaii and Japan. So
okay.
basically taking a what you call a donut that you eat all the time, and you're actually adding rice flour to it. So you're changing the ingredients around. Instead of using regular wheat flour, you're using rice flour. You're creating a more airy, airy texture to it,
Mhm.
giving this bounciness. And when you eat on it, it's just mind blowing. It's delicious. It's not something that you don't get often.
No,
So
you don't.
it's like pretty much, yeah, like mochi and donut had a baby.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then next thing you know, it's like the newest thing going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then of course like we were selling Korean corn dogs as well too.
Yes. Oh, those were awesome.
Yeah, Korean corn dogs was a very popular treat snack in Korea. So we were selling that. And then we also, yeah, we sold drinks too, bubble tea drinks
Mhm.
as well. And we were also like helping small businesses out too. Even like um small women owned business.
Okay. Okay.
Especially like yeah, we were helping even a girl. They're selling these ube brownies. Christina Trong,
Oh.
shout out to you. Yeah, she was selling these ube brownies, and they're so good though.
Oh, it sounds
Yeah,
delicious, actually.
yeah, these ube brownies were amazing. So I had to have it at the store. And her store is called Whis and Sweets, I believe.
Okay.
Check her out on on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we were open up in 2024. Yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
Oh, that's right, 2023
I was gonna say it was
was
the
it?
year before that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year before that. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, that's
that's
wild, man.
what's.
I mean,
Yeah.
I remember going in there because I know the whole it just bubble tea started to like rise heavily, and I know you
Yeah.
guys carried that, so I knew a lot of people that were like, "Oh, we're gonna go get bubble tea," and then they were introduced to the mochi donut,
Yeah,
and
the
it was like,
trend is
yeah,
changing. It's like it's the trend is changing every single year.
oh yeah,
Bubble tea was the first trend,
hmm
and I feel like the mochi donuts came then,
hmm
and then there's like the waffles, right? The mochi waffles is starting to be a
what?
trend now. Yeah, so they're taking like rice flour and putting it
Okay,
into a waffle, and
maker and
yeah,
oh,
so it's kind of similar to a mochi donut, but now
that
it's
is
a mochi
crazy.
waffle. Yeah,
What?
it's a different trend now. Very popular in Malaysia, from what I
Okay,
heard. Very popular in LA. It's starting to make its way to Chicago.
okay.
Um, the trend is changing every single year. With food in general too. Food in general is also changing. Even if I've been going to Chinatown a lot, Chinese food in
Yeah.
general is changing a lot for its trends. I noticed that there's a big trend now with clay pot rice.
Yes, I have seen
Yeah,
that.
clay
I have
pot rice
seen
has
that.
been a big trend now, and it
What
seems to be popping everywhere in Chicago, Chinatown.
what is the I mean, as far as it being cooked in a clay pot, like what do
So
we what's so cool about it, I guess is the question.
I think it's because it's cooked right in front of you, and you eat the
Ah,
rice
so the
fresh right
yeah.
away.
Okay.
Yeah, and you steam, and you also steaming it with your protein, right?
So
And then you add the
it's
sweet soy
more
sauce to it. So you're eating the freshest rice at
yeah.
the very moment it's done, and the steam traps the flavoring of the protein into the
Mm,
rice. So it actually infuses the flavoring again back into the
wow.
rice.
That is I mean, because we do have clay pots, here, that we put the rice in after it's made just for
Right.
serving purposes.
Yeah.
But now you got me thinking, man. I think I'm gonna have to try to doing that, like,
Yeah,
clay
you
pot it
should.
and then put proteins in there and just let it
Proteins in there, like you can put any kind of protein. There's no right or wrong,
yeah,
for us. Like, you can put longanisa, you can put torcino in there, and just add some
yeah,
soy sauce to it. Fry egg if you want there
yeah,
too, or even just
definitely add
steam an
fried
egg.
egg.
Just crack an egg and
Yeah,
steam it now.
and steam it in there. That's what I
Leave it
was
in
thinking.
there. Yeah,
Oh, man.
I mean
This
that's the trend now. I think clay pots is the new trend in Chicago, Chinatown. It changes every single year though.
No, I know. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
what's the new thing? And you answered the question already. That's I now I'm gonna start looking around here in Vegas. I know they have some places that,
I'm pretty
have
sure.
do clay pot rice. Because I've seen clay pot dishes, period. Like in a
No, there's a
couple Asian cuisines, of course. But those, yeah, I'm gonna have to go look. Now I'm definitely have to go look. I was thinking about the whole idea. So now I know you've left the enterprise of Mochi Nut, and
yeah.
I mean, are you? And I know you mentioned to us that you've jumped back into doing YouTube again, and kind of doing your
TikTok,
videos.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm jumping back into TikTok and Instagram again.
Okay.
I might get back into YouTube later.
Okay.
But I want to focus on like
Short
TikTok and just
form.
Instagram in general. Yeah,
I gotcha. I gotcha.
yeah,
And actually, now that I think about it on the marketing end, it's one of those things where if you focus on that, it will actually trigger people to go to your YouTube channel and
yeah,
view
yeah.
all the rest of your content that you've had for years, you know?
Yeah, I had years and years. I had like
Oh, yeah.
content from 2019, 2018. It's still there. I mean, it's like when I first
Yeah.
started. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are like the longer videos, but I'm focused on like short videos now, just
Yeah.
reels.
Well,
I
I
think the
mean,
reels.
the reels are awesome.
Yeah,
I have to agree. The reels are one of those things where it's great. It captures the attention really quickly, and people can have something to absorb, and then they can move on to the next thing. I personally myself have been trying to do that. I've just been trying to figure out content. Like for me, I know
yeah.
with you, you got food. For me, it's been a mix. I do throw food stuff in there. I know I did a couple TikToks with a reheating a crumble cookie.
A crumble
Um,
cookie?
yeah, reheating
Yeah,
a crumble.
It
Was it 4 days old?
I've never had that before.
They're
Yeah,
they're
crumble
good.
cookie.
It's just
Yeah,
expensive, but they're huge and
they're like $4 or $5 per cookie.
yeah, oh yeah, but they're huge. I mean, they're very big.
Okay.
And I did a whole thing about reheating one and then dumping a whole bunch of peanut butter on it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then I think I did a couple cooking videos of me making like corned beef hash or making a sandwich or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because it went back and forth. I did a couple of food ones too, like going to a couple of spots out here in Vegas,
Right.
of restaurants that we had checked out. There's a bunch of family or individually owned restaurants here in Vegas, and you know that because you've been out here before.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's always something to see and something to taste. And I hate to say it, but like it's sad sometimes because you see these restaurants revolve a lot.
Yeah.
So like one's there and then a year later it's gone.
Yeah,
So
I know. It's tough.
it's
Yeah.
tough. And also, but at the same token too, as a person that likes to eat, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, cool, what's gonna be next?
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would love to own a space here in Vegas where basically every month it's a new restaurant.
That would be nice, right? I want to literally just try everything if I can.
Yeah.
If as long as if there's enough restaurants to try,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, and I
Yeah.
think I had talked to a chef friend of mine who I'm gonna have on the show at some point, but I was joking with him about opening up a space where literally the menu changes every month. So there's like a new chef. It's almost like a ghost kitchen,
Oh, okay.
where every month there's a new chef, and the menu changes, just so that it's almost like a restaurant that can't die because it's always different. But also
It's always
too,
there. Yeah.
it's a gamble because you could have one cuisine that's like you make so much money. As we're talking on the business end, you're making so much money one month, and then the next month it's not as popular.
Right.
But
Eventually things will die down, and then you'll get your stable customers coming back. Whether you like it or not, it's always good to try it the first things. I could just give you a good example right here, right? So this is Mali Tea, right? They just opened in Chicago's Chinatown, and the lines are out the door, literally all day to all night.
oh Jesus!
And it could be an hour wait, an hour and a half wait. But this is the newest thing that's popping in Chicago's Chinatown, and people are going crazy over this.
And it's just milk tea, right?
It's just milk tea, but you know what? This is my second time trying it. The first time they kind of messed up my order, but this time around they got the order right, and tea is very fragrant, very fragrant.
Oh, so it is fancy.
It's fancy, because they're not using creamer, they're using fresh milk. So I could see why there's a difference between the ones you're drinking now that we're used to drinking, and then this brand right here. Surprisingly, it's not that bad.
Oh, and what are we talking about price point wise for that? That's
price point wise. This is one size.
Oh, it's one size.
And it's just one size. So this one is the premium jasmine milk tea, right?
Okay.
It's very fragrant. You can taste the green tea.
Okay.
Yeah, you can taste it. So it's definitely different from some bubble shops. But the green tea is like their specialty. So if you ever go to this Mali tea brand, just get the green tea. This is the best one they have there. Absolutely.
Oh jeez. And what did I ask what the price point was?
Oh yeah, the price point I believe it's like around $6.50, $6.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little under $7, give or take.
A little under $7, give or take. And yeah, they specialize in tea. Not much toppings, but I don't think I need the toppings.
I was going to
say, I just want to focus on the flavors, of the tea in general. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try that next time I go.
Man, I went there today, and surprisingly, they're still busy. They're super busy.
Really?
Yeah, so the customers, they opened up last week.
Okay.
It's only been a week already, and the lines are out the door still.
Oh, that's
yeah, because this is a China brand. It's not Taiwanese, because we're so used to drinking bubble tea from Taiwan.
Yeah. Okay.
This is China, right? So that's also the curiosity too, trying a China brand milk tea compared to Taiwanese tea. Big difference though in taste and flavor wise.
So there was someone that had asked about the difference. So when me and my kids flew to the Philippines, we stopped in Taiwan. Right. And we had to lay over there for at least 3 or 4 hours. So it was one of the things where we went to the food court and ate. And I was joking around with them because they were like, oh, is this, they're like, oh, it's Chinese food. I'm like, it's a little different. It's a little bit different. And
it's a little different.
My daughter actually noticed it too because we ended up.
Yeah,
I think we did a layover in Hong Kong, and it was totally different. She was like,
yeah,
The fried rice is the same but different." I said, "Yeah, it's very different
yeah.
from
The
here in Taiwan."
flavoring, the
Yeah.
ingredients,
Oh yeah.
authenticity is, of course, it's like, you go back to the mainland or go back to where
Mhm.
fried rice came from. Of course, the
Oh yeah.
ingredients can be way different. Different
Oh yeah.
companies we're used to. Yeah,
Well, that's why I joke around with people. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna get Chinese food." I'm like, "Oh, where are you guys going?" They're like, "Oh, we're gonna go PF Chang's." I was like, PF
like
Chang's."
if you go to China, if you go to China, don't ask for orange chicken
Yeah,
or beef and broccoli because they don't have that.
it's
They
not.
don't have
It's
orange
not a
chicken in
thing.
China. It's
It's
just
not a
something
thing.
that we, yeah, it's not a thing. It's something we actually Americanized,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know?
So that's
Yeah,
well, that is the thing too. Like, we talk about, authenticity with foods, and I think sometimes we have to, Americanize, not, just make it almost a little more palatable,
yeah,
because sometimes like different countries have very strong flavors, right? And we're used
yeah.
to that, let's just say. But when you come to America, the palate is very different,
Oh,
so
very different. Yeah,
it's very different. Like there's places where I make jokes, the food is very bland. I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Hmm.
there's no flavor to it. But that's just
You,
what English food
English
is
past
very
friends,
bland.
right?
Oh
You know what? The funny thing is about you mentioned about, oh, the food is bland, or the funny thing is, like, when I do these food reviews,
god.
I usually never mention the negatives to the restaurants.
Oh
I
yeah.
always try, yeah, I always try to mention the positives.
Yep.
And I feel like if the food is not good, I just won't post the video at all.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So I do have some like videos that I actually filmed, but it's like, oh, the food's not that
Oh
great.
no.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna post it.
Yeah.
And I try to post the ones that I actually like. But then I always tell my viewers too that, so like, for example, people come back to me, it's like, yo, I try your reviews. Why doesn't it taste that good? Why is it
Yeah.
not delicious as you say it is?
Yeah.
And I tell them, I taste is very preference, right? It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Oh, for
subjective,
sure. It's very
and
subjective.
yeah, it's very subjective. Like, I grew up poor, so everything to me everything else to us tastes good to me.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't have the finer things in life.
Of course.
But if you're always growing up eating the finer things in life, because you're gonna becoming a very picky eater,
Oh
you know,
yeah. No,
in
for
general.
sure.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm a very like simple eater. My taste palettes are very basics, right? It's a very
yeah.
basic neutral, um, for me in general. So, yeah, that's just my viewpoint. I just don't post up negative videos about restaurants.
See, now you
I
have to
just,
do
I
like
just,
you have to do one video with all the restaurants that you didn't like,
I
and just
could do that. Yeah, I
do
just,
a montage of
a
like,
montage.
yeah, the
I
worst
could do,
places
yeah.
I've eaten,
Or I go on Yelp and find the lowest review.
and
And it's
try to
like,
go
hey,
there.
hey, yeah, try to go there.
Actually,
It's like, hey, it's not that bad, not that bad.
that's actually a thing. That's
It is,
I would
yeah.
definitely try doing that. Go to a place
Going,
that
yeah,
has
Google
zero,
lowest
zero
review and
reviews.
try it myself to see is it really that bad.
Yeah,
But
just try it.
like, yeah, but some of these reviews on Google and Yelp is, some people take it way too personal.
Yeah,
What I mean by that is like, maybe just someone that you don't like to open a business, then they'll
and
try
you're
a way to
just trying to
sabotage it.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, they badmouth them and sabotage it. So I try not to read reviews too much because I've
yeah.
been through it. I know what it's like.
Mhm.
Like,
I've
I
been the other
know
end.
right from wrong. Like, yeah, I know this person is intentionally trying to sabotage my business.
Oh, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I've seen it so many times already. You know,
God, yeah, that's one thing I like. I look at the reviews, but I take them very lightly. I'm just
yeah,
like, oh, because
just
some
gotta try
people,
yourself,
not even that. Like you just said, everyone has different palates. It's very subjective.
right?
So how am I gonna, unless each reviewer has like, oh, this is my my palette profile, so I can be like, oh,
Right.
that's like mine. Maybe I won't like it, but everyone's different.
But they're
It's
saying like the 3.5 stars and up is the way to go, pretty much.
okay,
Yeah, 3.5 and up. Like a 4 is like, oh, this all your friends and family giving you 5 stars reviews. A
exactly.
3.5
I
seems to be more
mean,
legit.
oh yeah, no, I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. I definitely now gonna start looking for places that have like a 2 or a 1 and
Yeah,
be like, "All right, I'm
201
gonna
to
try
see.
the 2."
Yeah, those
As
are
long as
real
I don't
reviews.
as long as I don't get sick, I'm okay. If it just
Yeah,
tastes like garbage, it is what it is, but, someone will like it. I mean, there's people that like, everyone has different, different palates, so it
yeah,
could be good for somebody and terrible for another person.
yeah.
Um But lastly, the last thing I want to ask you is this: when are you coming to Las Vegas to do food stuff?
Oh man, so that's been a plan for this
Hmm.
year in 2025, but
Okay.
I want to say look for me sometime in June or
Okay.
late September.
Okay. So
Late
end of the
September,
year, like
end of the
fall,
year. I
and
want to go when Vegas is not too hot, too hot.
yeah, I would say the fall. I mean, now is actually a great time because
That was
it's
a great
very
time. Yeah,
it's like 50, 60 degrees, 50 to
yeah,
60 degrees out. It
not too
starts getting
bad.
warmer. Like April or March starts
Yeah, I
getting
would like to
warmer.
try it. Yeah, late September, maybe October that's usually like my time of travel.
Yeah,
September, October, November is like the perfect time to travel. You
fall's a
know,
good time to come out here
fall's a great
because
time to travel. It's not
yeah,
too hot everywhere else.
that and like with traveling schedules with a lot of people are either back at work or school or whatever it is, and so it kind of gives
Yeah,
you more. It's less crowded, I guess. I mean, it's
yeah,
always crowded. It's less crowded.
less
No,
crowded and
you got to come out, man. Yeah, we gotta do
absolutely.
some stuff out here
Let's
and
do something. Yeah, let's
do
talk
some
business.
do food reviews and talk business at the same
Talk
time,
business same time. Yeah, let's do it.
and then go gambling. No, we're not gonna go gambling.
And then I go
Gambling's for the
gambling.
Chinese. We're not gambling. We'll spend
We're
our
not
money on
gambling.
food.
Exactly. We'll do that.
So, but also, oh, one last thing. Say the last thing
Okay.
of the last thing. So, I watched your review on Bacchanal, the
Oh yeah.
buffet at Caesars,
Mhm.
right? So, I love that you mentioned if you love seafood, this is the place to go. It's got the variety and also the what's it called, the caliber of
The
seafood
caliber. Yeah.
available. Because it was one of those things where a lot of people here, that want to go to one of the buffets because there's not many buffets left here.
Is
Um,
really?
yeah, so a lot of the buffets have been closing down
Oh
and
man.
opening up food halls. So it's not
Oh
that it's almost like the trend is different now, but I feel like there's an upswing now on the all you can eats. The all
yeah.
you can eats now that we think of are going to be hot pots. They're going to be more specialized
Yeah.
cuisines.
Hot pots and Korean barbecue seems to be the
Well,
choice. So like when it comes
yeah,
to like all you can eat
yeah.
options.
So those are going to still be there. The China buffets are still
Yeah.
strong out here. But buffets in general are not as hot as they used to be back in the day here in Vegas. But they're
Right.
still ones that have survived are like the nicer ones. So like Bacchanal is one of them. The Win buffet
The
is
win I
still
heard is pretty good though.
it's very
That's
good.
pretty
That's
good.
what I'm. It's I've been to Wicked Spoon, which is over at the Cosmopolitan. That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Of course, all these are in the pricier end of $70 to $100+ per person
Yeah.
for dinner. But
Oh, you
the
wait for me
quality
next
though,
time then. We'll
yeah,
try
no,
one out.
we'll go. We should do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I watched your review on Bacchanal, and it was one of those things where I have yet to be there. I haven't
Dude,
gone
have
there
you been
yet.
to the Palms?
The all you can eat over there.
Yeah, the lobster, all you can eat lobster
I have
at the
not.
Palms. I
I
heard
have
it's
not.
wild.
See, now I'm gonna have to go check it out just because I'm
Yeah,
like,
because
oh,
like
what am I
see
doing
the
now for
see the
dinner?
Bacchanal buffet, they only
Mm.
like as far as lobster, like I'm a lobster guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they only give you the claws for the lobster.
Mm,
I wish they had the tail,
details, yeah.
right?
Wow.
See, yeah, the Palms give you the tail or the full lobster. Either
And
one. Yeah.
they're a little cheaper on the price
And the
point, aren't they?
price point is a little bit cheaper, but I believe it's only on a Wednesday.
Okay, that they have like
That's like so
the
it's like all you can eat lobster on a Wednesday. So you have to book it in advance
what
before
you're
you go.
saying. Okay, so
Yeah,
right
because like
now, as we're recording, tomorrow is Wednesday. Uh-oh.
tomorrow,
So
yeah, it
Wednesday,
might be even sold out already. You might have to book
well,
it for the
it's
following
gonna be,
Wednesday.
oh man.
And it's cheaper. It's like 75, 80, which is
Okay,
way
that's
much more
good.
decent than the Bacchanal. But Bacchanal has definitely a lot more variety.
Yeah. No, I
That place
saw
is
this.
huge, man.
It's insane. It's insane. My
It's
parents have
insane.
gone. I know people that have gone and majority of them have raved about it. Some of them are just like, it's okay. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And I think it's the price point. But if you don't eat seafood, then definitely it's not a place for you to go.
Yeah, you have to love seafood. I mean,
Oh, for
if you're
sure.
paying that much for for a buffet, you better eat your heart out for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a thing.
But
But
I'm definitely going back to Vegas because like I'm a big fan of Tacos El Gordo. I love that place.
oh,
Oh, I
okay.
love that place.
It is good. It is
It's
good.
good. It's good. I love it. I don't know. They have this something different about their tacos, man.
Well, there's a few other new places
Yeah,
that just recently opened up, so you'll have to check those out too. But
absolutely.
if anyone wants to find you, Instagram,
Yeah,
TikTok,
absolutely.
what's your handle?
Yes, my handle is the Hungry Black Panda on all platforms, from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'll make sure
Yeah.
to put that in the post when we launch this amazing. It's not even an interview, man. I'm talking to my friend here. I'm talking to my friend
Yeah, I
about the
know.
cool stuff that he does.
Cool
So
sounded good old times too.
good old times. Well, and of course to the future with more
To the future.
times, and hopefully
Exactly.
you guys will get lucky out there in the world and actually see some of the fun stuff that we get to do in the future. But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking us out, and we will see you soon. Peace out.
Peace out. Peace out.